Nigga, oh, we fucking up.
Show me the target, I camel that. Raise the bar, just limo that. Boss up when you with the max. It's TTG, the new diplomat. Higher level, you not finna match. Different cloth, you not finna mesh. I'll mop you up if you act a mess. It's Mud Mox live in the flesh. Benz dealer when I catch the Rex. I don't know, you gotta pay the rent. Casino vibes and I'm feeling pesh. I drain the throat when I'm on my bitch. Moves.
Gangsters make money with ops and plot to kill friends. Real shit never ends. Tell you that they never try to cross that line, you see that there's been. Read between the lines of the messages that they don't send. Facts. Divisions.
Whoa.
Or why Wakanda will never be real.
Damn.
Safe to say the safety's off on this one. Only triggers from here on out.
Wear a vest.
When Black History Month comes around, it's Malcolm X on TV, MLK in school, Marcus Garvey on the Ave. I'll throw in a Nelson Mandela TV special, if that. They got all the bases covered. You notice? 2 Americans, a West Indian, and a South African. Everyone else is just co-stars. No need to search further. All we need to know. It's sad to someone who cares. Christopher Columbus is world-renowned, but Jean Dusable is only revered in Chicago. Well, watch Nate Turner lose 10 different ways, but Jean-Jacques Dessalines doesn't even get his face on a t-shirt.
Word to Bookman.
It's because we, as black people, only care about our individual history. What y'all went through has nothing to do with the other, as if we all gone through different stages of slavery at different times. Your struggle isn't mine, looks and tastes the same, but different packaging. Some Hostess and Miss Debbie kind of thing.
That's that dark chocolate.
Think I'm talking fables? Find a person from the Caribbean. Ask them if they've ever been called a coconut. If yes, it's most likely an American-born person said that. A black American-born person. Trust me, I know. Being a first-generation American comes with 2 perspectives. Living the culture you are in while learning the culture you came from. It doesn't take long for the differences to get pointed out faster than fake Louis at a brunch.
Delancey special.
We eat the same food in a different way. Music has a different tempo, but the same instruments. Our mothers act the same, but the rules are different.
Church on Thursdays.
But our shared history is the real problem. We figure there's so much forks in the road, why bother? Too many seasons in this show. They switching up characters and locations. Just stick to what fits you. You can skip season 2 of The Wire and still get it.
Bodie's real.
But then you wouldn't know who the Greeks were. How the distribution on the docks got to work in. What is Method Man doing here?
To Cal.
These connections are what bring it all together. And it doesn't matter that it wasn't in the hood or maybe it was just a boring season. But you need it all. If not, people just assume. And assuming anything is worse than lying about it. Because people who assume never try to learn anything. The best liars have a bachelor's in the subject they're capping about.
That's that PhD.
I once had an argument with a kid who thought Cuba was Jamaica on the map. Said Jamaica was bigger, which meant better. So I hit him with the Haiti's the first black, etc., etc. But then my African-American teacher, who overheard the whole argument, said it doesn't matter. Haiti's the poorest country anyway.
Cat.
See that right there? That's true division. When people rather agree with the loud negative than the quiet positive. It's because we don't respect each other's struggle. And if you can't respect someone's losses, you can't acknowledge their wins. And it's on purpose. At least it was on purpose. If you never saw a win in your life, how would you know you won? How would you go about trying?
Talk paper.
George Soros, Bill Gates, that Amazon guy. When we talk money, we say their names like they made the dollar.
Money, power, respect.
But Massa Musa nearly destroyed the economy of half the continent and another kingdom on a summer trip because he was giving out pocket change. Bought fruit with gold that could have purchased him a farm. Made other kings look like beggars. Dope, right? Ain't it wild he's spoken like a fairy tale? Like he never existed. I had to learn about that outside of school. You know, the place where they actually celebrate Black History Month. Shout out to public school teachers, though. They can only teach what they're told.
That's the system.
The martyrs are the most promoted. It's either they lost their lives to the cause or won and still died because of it. Like winners never prosper.
Lose trying.
Many of us know a couple important names.
Fact.
Seen a couple biopics of Harlem.
True.
Watched enough slavery flicks to know what's up.
Damn right.
All these streets are named after people who died tragically before their true purpose was achieved. Garvey died broken alone after being deported. Malcolm, after realizing Islam was bigger than what he was taught, was killed by the people he was trying to educate. MLK was assassinated after spearheading the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I bet you I don't see the underlying theme here.
Put me on.
MLK wanted to peacefully stay here. He died. Garvey wanted to peacefully leave. He died. Malcolm wanted to stay and fight. He died. Huey Newton, Medgar Evers, long list, same message. No more heroes, at least to the Western population. That's the only image you get. We went through it.
Power to the people.
Until Black Panther came out.
Rest in peace, Chad Boseman.
The feeling of pride you get watching that, it depicts a dope example of heritage and the responsibility it carries. But it's a fable. Wakanda has not and will not exist.
And why not?
Because one, for Wakanda to work, you would have to know your heritage. All of it. Mine, yours, his, and hers. With respect.
I can do that.
And two, Disney would probably sue you to the moon.
And your babies.
Doesn't that bug you out? People rather have more faith in fables than real life? T'Challa is more respected than Shaka Zulu or Hannibal. King Taharka of Nubia united more people than Forrest Whitaker's movie Death ever could. But you won't teach your kids that. You let them assume. You let them stay uninformed till adulthood and then let them find their own way. Then you get surprised when they pull up on you wearing an unk asking you what tribe are you a part of. Asher? Canaanite? Nah, you're an islander. You must be a Levi.
Arm, leg, arm, head.
Confident in confusion. And if you think you're confused on this side of the world, then our cousins from Africa must be tripping. Because their culture suffered greatly during slavery. But we don't acknowledge that. To have more than half of your population picked up and shipped out, tribe in ruins, lands confiscated, whole belief systems rewritten. Can you imagine the cultural trauma they went through? Like separating siblings at birth 20 years and then asking them to be family. Same blood, but he ain't family. He don't know me. He don't want to know me. He just want to visit, borrow some stuff that he understands, take a pic, post a quote, come back and say,
Cultured. Hashtag motherland.
You can replace Africa with place name here. Same thing. Jamaican culture has been used and abused since before Bob Marley and Peter Tosh learned to string. You had the elite treating the island like a spa and the working class making fun of them on TV. And somewhere in the middle, some of the most legendary reggae artists in the world were forced to make a song with a Canadian pretender to get noticed.
You bugging. That shit was lit.
The worst appropriation is when your own people do it. Because the quote-unquote outsider comes and learns about what they're taking. The history, the language, the religion, and the food. You just want to wear a dashiki because you got to fit it from 2 certified and sneakers that match.
Peep the link.
You can give a damn where it came from. You're black, so I guess you're allowed to wear it, right? You're worse than a liar. You're a pretender. Killmonger, for those who don't know, was Black America personified. He pulled up, saw what he was a part of, and instead of joining and accepting what he was a part of as is, he conquered them and trampled over their traditions so he can better them.
Make Africa great again.
His rage and anger mixed with the misunderstanding of the culture and the pride. It's why he asked to be buried at sea rather than in Wakanda. He'd rather rest somewhere he doesn't know than live somewhere he doesn't understand or care about. The same argument can be made that if he was brought in earlier, instead of walking in on his own, he'd have a better understanding of what was going on. Which makes Killmonger, and with that Black America, look like colonizers.
Cuz, loosen up.
If I told you there was a nation that beat its oppressors, fought against multiple empires, freed itself from tyranny, truly fought for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, tried to restore the culture we all once had, no fables, and then they were punished by the whole world for trying to share it. And I said it was Haiti. What would you say? Yeah, I know, but... And that's the real issue. If you can say but after all of that, you haven't learned anything. Haiti's the poorest country on the Western Hemisphere. It's also the first free black republic on the Western Hemisphere. Coincidence? Nah, of course not. Embargoed for 100 years, outlawed immigration from the island, occupation, sanctions. Oh, and they owe their slave masters billions of dollars for the chains they snapped.
Every dollar.
You know, usual politics. The greatest slave revolt ever reduced to the feed the children commercial on Sundays.
A penny a day.
Haiti is America's Africa. You want to know what black Americans would do if they could fix Africa? Nothing. Imagine trying to fix a continent but not half an island. Y'all would easily fly over Haiti to DR. They both broke, but you know, they hide poverty a little better. I feel you. Black lives still matter till you have to spend your money. Then let's go to Trinidad for carnival and ignore the AIDS problem. Marshall and Bungie coming down the road throwing condoms off the truck, but you know young child busting out tunes right now.
Where my flag at?
If you can't accept that, let alone help the mini Africa we have on our side, what good can you do? Marcus Garvey was trying to ship people back to Africa. How would you know they wanted you back? They just restored some semblance of themselves. And here you go, coming here with your entitled attitude. This land is my land too. We're going to go over there and build. Okay, stranger. Come to my block, try to change the vibe we got going on here without understanding the rules, hole in your head. Word to a Quanquo.
Things fall apart.
Hard-fought battles to be able to celebrate Juneteenth like it was the last day of slavery. To a Zoe, slavery ended January 1st, 1804. A child who was present for that turned 56 years old on the day Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. 56 years free. Imagine what could have been built in that time. Matter of fact, don't. Because black Americans wouldn't. And I can kind of get it. They spent their souls building America for free. Created their own social structure through hardship and pure will. It's not some sort of Stockholm syndrome. They've built a house and they had to fight their way in. Their blood is in the cement. It's settled now. It's concrete with a few cracks in it.
Potholes mostly.
This is the part where my opinion comes in. Sprinkle some Zaza.
Come on, cuz, that's my line, bro.
Martin Luther King had 5 movies. Mandela had 3, and Spike Lee should have won an Oscar for Malcolm X. You would think the story of black perseverance towards independence would be a box office hit. Michael B. Jordan played Henry Christophe. Denzel played Toussaint Louverture. David Kaluuya played Dessalines. Garcelle can be a woman who sold the flag. I mean, I'd have Jessie Wu play anyone she wants because she's such a Zoe. Why is Danny Glover the only one fighting for this?
Man, he's too old for this.
Why am I telling you? You're probably thinking, why don't they just make their own movie? Why not bring attention to it themselves? Honestly, it's because black America makes things cool.
No cap detected, but wow, cuz.
It's because they set the trends. Whatever they say is black. Everyone in the world knows this. It won't pop unless there's a hashtag for it. There are teens in war-torn Uganda right now being influenced by rappers who never held a gun. That's power. With power, they said no responsibility. I'm not my brother's keeper or my cousin's helper.
Damn, G-Money.
They'll also let you know who you can make fun of. If they do it, we can do it too, the outsider would say. Being rejected by those who should like you in full view of those who hate you is sociological murder.
Nerd time.
A chain reaction happens where we end up having kids refusing to learn their parents' native language in fear of getting an accent. Or worse, start teasing other kids who have one. But as of now, we lit. Notice all that booty scratcher talk has faded? Your Nigerian doctor isn't a scammer. Your Jamaican realtor never drove a cab. And your Haitian ex never practiced voodoo and their mom is a great cook.
Your mama's black rice was the best, Nessa.
It's almost kumbaya until February comes around. Get this for the best. Don't want anyone thinking we're united or anything.
True that. Why you stop talking?
I gotta re-up.
For what? We got everything here.
I gotta go on the store run.
For
Need
what?
some more papers and tea.
We gonna put some Lipton in the Henny.
Nah, ran out of TIET orange, bro.
What's that?
You know me, I only do the herbals.
Alright, say that.
Wifey would have ordered it, but it's in the hood, so I guess I just pop up on the G's and all.
Excuses.
Well, anyway, till the next cypher, y'all. Bully up.